What's up? My background's looking a little bit different, isn't it? Let me just, I didn't make a scene for this, hold on. Okay, here we go. What's up? So yeah, here I am, in my college dorm. So yeah, this is why I haven't uploaded in 6 months, by the way. Hold up a second, I'm gonna go putting on a different shirt real quick. So yeah, we're here in my college dorm now. I'm recording this on a laptop right now, so that is why the camera's in like 3 FPS. But tomorrow, I'm going home for the weekend, so I'm gonna, while I'm there, get my camera so I can, you know, have good video quality again. So yeah, here we are in the college setup. I'm gone for a whole 6 months, and I come back with a school class tier list. And yeah, I know that high school ended like 4 months ago, probably even longer than that by the time this video releases, but I don't care. Now's as good a time as any to do this. And this will, you know, be my elderly wisdom to all the young children out there wondering what courses they should take during high school. Okay, anyway, let's get started. Video production. This is the very first class I ever took in high school. I don't even know if this would like count as a high school course. I'm counting it because I like took it through the high school, but I took it over the summer, like after my 8th grade year, before my freshman year. So technically like I wasn't even in high school, but you know what, I'm counting it. I mean, like, there's nothing bad about it. Like, it was a fun class. I used DaVinci Resolve for editing, but for this class I used Final Cut Pro. I don't know which one I like better. Like, I guess I like DaVinci Resolve better because it's free. Final Cut Pro is not free. I wouldn't say it's like an S. I didn't like, it wasn't like a life-changing, loved it so much class, but like it's a solid A, you know? It's not like, I can't disrespect it, you know? Oh yeah, you know what else I should pull up? Not that, because it shows my full name. I actually made a spreadsheet. Okay, I'll have this on my phone, because that has like personal info and stuff shown in it, so maybe I shouldn't pull that up, but I'll have this like on my phone off to the side so I can use that for reference, because I have like, it's a spreadsheet with like, I wrote like difficulty and enjoyment for all of the courses that I took in high school. Alright, first class of freshman year, first period, geometry honors. I mean, having math first period is just like... But other than that, this class wasn't bad. I give it a solid 8 out of 10 enjoyment. Like, the teacher was good, it was fun. I have the hottest take ever, actually, about this class. I'm gonna make so many people mad with this. I like doing proofs. This is going in B tier. It's pretty solid. AP World History, off to a great start with our first F tier. This is, to this day, my least favorite class I have ever taken. I'm gonna wait until, like, later on to explain how truly horrendous this class was, because I need something to go off of. Like, you can't get the full picture of how truly horrible this class is unless I have something to, like, compare it to. Alright, moving on to gym. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm just gonna put it in C. Gym, it's like, it can be fun if you got all your friends in it and, you know, you're doing fun stuff. And then other times it's just like...
The Fitness Grand Pacer test is a
Alright, choraleers. If you don't know, this is the men's choir that I was in for all 4 years of high school. I was one of 2 people who stayed in it for the entire first 4 years of its existence. And in that time, I got to see this group of men evolve and devolve, frankly. So, like, how the progression system works for the high school choir courses was like, there's a huge disparity between girls and guys. And as such, there's the freshman women's choir, the intermediate women's choir, the advanced women's choir. For guys, there's just choraleers. And there's the option to do both choraleers and chamber choir. Chamber choir is like the capstone choir that you get to once you move through all the other courses and get to the top. But most people, once they get into chamber, they just leave choraleers behind. And so every year we would lose like 80% of the good people we had. And let me tell you, that left this group in some sorry states. It got like progressively worse as the years went on. It was like a negative exponential graph was the quality of this choir. And I think I'm gonna put it above video production, but I'm gonna put it in A. I'm sorry, I can't just put it, I just can't put it in S. Like, we had some good times, like, we had some great times, but, like, first semester of senior year, it was rough. Freshman English honors, I think this is also going in A, honestly. I really liked my teacher for this class. English is, like, the most teacher-dependent class of all time. Like, if you get a bad teacher, this class is just gonna be horrible. But, you know, I like this teacher. He was good. Spanish 2, I don't even know. What did I even put for the enjoyment enjoyment rating. 9? Really? Okay, that was like for the first half of the year. First half of the year, we had a long-term sub, because my freshman year, I got the young female teacher that gets pregnant every single year. So we had a long-term sub, and she was like significantly better than the actual teacher. Like the actual teacher came back, and then the enjoyment for this course kind of just took a nosedive. So I think I'm gonna put it in B. Like, I really liked it for the first half of the year, and then second half I did not as much. Biology. Yeah, there's nothing. There isn't a single good or bad thing I can say about this class. It just exists. It is there. You take it so you can graduate. I can't. Yeah, that's it. Alright, moving on to sophomore year. Starting with first period US history. I don't know, this class is like, it's fine. It was kind of funny. I got some funny stories about this class. So, it was taught by like 2 teachers for some reason. There was like a female teacher and a dude teacher. And I don't know why, but the female teacher, she's like not allowed to teach classes by herself. She like did something offensive in like a lesson or something, so the superintendent got mad at her. I don't know what happened, that's just what I heard. But yeah, this was like during Zoom school when this was going on, like second half of my freshman year, first half of my sophomore year, we were like all online. And what would happen at the start of every single period was the female teacher she would do like 2 things. She would do a today in history where she'd give like a historical event that happened on that day, and then she would do like some current event stuff, and every single time on the Zoom meeting she would get like 5 minutes into her introduction and then realize that she was still muted and then unmute and have to give her whole spiel again, because like obviously no one in the Zoom call is like gonna speak up and say, hey, you're still muted. Like no one cares, everyone's just like on their phone with their cameras off. Oh yeah, there was another really stupid thing that happened. So she like said one of her today in histories was like it was the birthday of Billy the Kid, and Mr. K, like the guy teacher, he said to her, well, some of them may not know who that is, you want to give a little explanation of who Billy the Kid is? And she's like, well, I'm not really a huge Billy the Kid fan, but and then she proceeds to give like the most basic information ever. So it's like, why would you like bring that up if you don't know anything about it? Like, why? Oh yeah, and I also have a vendetta against this class because I got an 88% on this one slideshow that I put a ton of effort into. The reasoning was so dumb too. It was because I didn't include enough pictures in it. So yeah, this class is going in C tier. I don't know. It's like better than the other 2 though. I'm putting it top of C tier. Algebra 2 Trig Honors. I think this is another C, honestly. Like normally I like math, but this class just kind of annoyed me, like especially because it was over Zoom school. I hated Zoom school. Like actually, Zoom school is so bad. Anything like distance learning, like you say the words distance learning, or like I hear the Zoom like call sound, I just have like a panic attack. It's like, but yeah, this class is super mid. I remember there's this one kid in my class though, made it mildly more entertaining. He would like watch Dream speed runs and Valorant videos during class, even though his desk was literally like directly in front of the teacher's desk, like directly, like 2 feet in front of her, and somehow he thought she wouldn't notice, like every single time. And then the teacher would be like, hey Liam, what are you watching? And he would like real quick, you know, double tap and swipe up. Man, thought he was slick. Sophomore English Honors. I had another long-term sub for this one, and like the long-term sub and the actual teacher were like the same. I don't know, just not very memorable. I think I'm gonna give this another C tier, honestly. Actually, you know what, I'll move it up to bottom of B because it's so easy. Like, I gotta give it credit for being like one of the easiest classes you can possibly take. Health, I think, is an A tier, honestly. This class was funny. Honestly, I'm gonna put it above English Honors because I liked my teacher. My teacher was funny. He wasn't like intentionally funny, it was just like funny things happened to him. So many funny, humorous misfortunes this poor man had to go through. So this was like a gen ed, you know, graduation requirement. So like there were a lot of really stupid kids in our class. And like he would try to get people to engage because this was also going on during like hybrid learning. I was always like in person whenever possible, but there were a lot of people who were just still, you know, choosing to stay at home. And so he would try so hard to get these kids to like participate in the class. Like he would ask somebody who like had their camera off or something in the Zoom call. He would like ask them a question about like what he was going over on the slides. Every single time he did that, the kid would just leave the Zoom call. He would ask them a question and then they would just leave. It was so funny. Poor guy. Honestly, poor guy. Spanish 3, I don't even know. Spanish is like another teacher-dependent class. I'm just gonna stick this in C again. Like, why did I give this an 8 out of 10 enjoyment? Like, what's wrong with me? Actually, I can't put it below, because like, the kids in my class were pretty funny. That at least made it entertaining. So I'll put it here. Actually, no, I'll put it top of C, actually. That class, actually, it was alright, you know? It was fine. C tier is getting kind of stacked. There are a lot of just meh classes. Ooh, chemistry honors, another F tier. That is my second least favorite, or wait, I gotta move this around. Yeah, AP World History is at the bottom. Yeah, chem honors is my second least favorite class I have ever taken. I despise this class with every fiber of my being. And now this is the part where I delve into these two F tier classes, okay? These are the two that I gotta compare to each other because they're both like almost equally bad. Actually, no, that's not true. AP World is way worse. But like they're different types of bad. Chem honors is just like there's nothing offensively bad about it. It just has quite literally no redeeming qualities. Like there's nothing, absolutely nothing good about it. And AP World History, it had like, you know, a couple redeeming qualities, but everything else was just so offensively horrible about it. I despise that class. It is so, just thinking about it makes me angry. Okay, junior year time. Starting off with, honestly, a solid A tier. APRA is pretty good. Honestly, I'm gonna put it above health. This is like a pretty, like, solid A tier, which is weird, because I don't really like English courses, but like in terms of content, honestly, this is like probably the best English course out there. And it also helped that like the table that I was seated at, it was really good. This was a pretty good class. Like we had a good group of people. Like one of my best friends was at my table with me in this class, so that was pretty nice. That made group projects pretty fun. Physics honors, first S tier. That is top tier class right there. I love physics. This was honestly such a good class. Sam, best friend from APRA, was in this class with me, along with like a bunch of other people that I was friends with. Teacher was really good. The student teacher we had, best student teacher ever. It was hard but fair. Everything made sense. It was well taught. The projects were good. Rest in peace, NASA Nate. Honestly, just a top tier class. Marketing for Millennials, third F tier. This is like the best F tier, but it's still an F tier. This class is like one of the easiest classes I've ever taken. And the teacher was like good, but oh my gosh, dude, it was so boring. This class is so boring. It is so boring. Like there wasn't a single interesting thing we ever did throughout the entire semester. I'm so glad it was only a one semester class. I thoroughly enjoyed having third period off second semester of my junior year. But yeah, this class was so boring. Like it was so boring. And every single thing was based on a group project. What was up with that? It was a base level course too. It was like an elective. So obviously there was like a bunch of dumb, lazy kids in your class, and you would always get put in their groups for every group project. Like the semester final project, I didn't have any friends in the class except for Jake. He was in the class, but he was like in a different period. So we didn't like work together on the project. So I just like grouped up with the two kids who sat on either side of me. This was like a semester-long project, too. This was like something you had to do throughout the course of the entire semester, and it was supposed to be like a 3-person effort. So the guy who sat to the left of me did one section, and it was bad. It was like full of grammatical errors. There was like no punctuation or anything. Like it wasn't even formatted. Like the paragraphs weren't even formatted. And the guy who sat to the right of me did like absolutely nothing. I genuinely mean that. He did absolutely nothing. It's probably because he was, you know, too busy doing the 5 other projects that he still had missing for that class. But yeah, I basically did the entire project myself. I soloed the whole thing in like I don't know, like a couple weeks. That was a pretty miserable grind right there. Because, you know, I would have started it earlier, but I was counting on my teammates to actually do something. If I had known that I was going to do the entire thing by myself, then I would have started it earlier. But, no, that happened. So yeah, I did the entire thing by myself, did a pretty meh job, and we got a C. Best part was, we actually had the chance to do corrections. Every group got the chance to do revisions on the final semester project to get some of the points back. So our teacher took us out in the hall and he was like, okay, you guys did an okay job on the project. Here's some stuff you could do better to get some of the points back. And the other two guys were like, okay, how are we going to divvy up this work? And they, like, discussed between themselves what they were going to do. Because they needed the extra points because they were both getting Fs in the class. And then they turned to me and they're like, okay, what sections are you going to revise? I'm like, nothing. I'm not revising anything. Because I had done all of the other projects and I was still getting an A in the class, even with the C on the final project. So I did not care in the slightest. So yeah, I just straight up told them I wasn't doing anything. I was done. Oh yeah, and the best part was, like, a couple months later, after like the end of the semester, I looked back at the document that the final project was on to see if they had actually done like any revisions for it. They didn't. They did nothing. So yeah, that class is an F tier. That class is horrible. Chamber choir going from the F to the S. This is top of S tier. This, I don't even care. I don't even care that it wasn't an academic class. This is the class. I can't even describe to you how much I love this class. Like, junior year was my first year of being in chamber choir. I'm not lucky like all the kids who get in sophomore year now, because you know, guys can do that now, apparently. That's fun. New gens. But yeah, this class was like, this made me who I am today, honestly. Like, that sounds so stupid to say, but like, it really did. Like, because of this class, this was such an enjoyable class. Like all of the extracurriculars that I did that I loved were like related to this, and like all of my closest friends I made through choir. It was just, this chamber choir is so good. It's so good. You can't beat it. Spanish 4 is weird. I don't know what to say about it. Our teacher, like, was so weird. Like, she hated everyone first semester. She was so, and then randomly second semester, she just became super nice. I don't know. I also had, like, a pretty funny class, which, you know, that was nice. But, like, our teacher would always single in on this one kid. Like, he was always on his phone, so I guess it's kind of fair, but she, like, hated that kid, bro. He was poor guy. I mean, he wasn't a good student, but, like, still, free my mans. I guess I'll give this a B tier. It's, like, bottom of B tier. Living Law Honors, this was a pretty fun class. Our teacher was really good. She was really funny. There's a funny story about her from one time she was subbing for my civics class senior year, and some kid said some interesting things about her, and he meant to like whisper yell it, but he accidentally like yelled it, and she heard him, and she kind of just looked at him and said like, did I just hear what I thought I heard? But yeah, the teacher was great. The content was pretty solid. The other kids were really funny. They kept like calling the teacher by her first name, which she did not like, but they kept doing it. And for some reason, like, there was this weird gag of like this one class period we sang happy birthday to somebody, and then like every 3 seconds we would just sing happy birthday again. Like, I don't even know what the content. It was somebody's birthday, and then somebody else mentioned that like it was their relative's birthday, and then a third person mentioned that it was their relative's birthday, and then we sang happy birthday all 3 times, and then we would just like randomly break out in singing happy birthday at like random points throughout the class. Like, it was bizarre, but it was hilarious. I don't think this was A tier, because like some of the homework was like really grindy and kind of annoying, but I'll give this a solid B. Like, it's high B tier. I'll put it top of B tier. Econ, I might put this in S tier, honestly. This was basically a free period. Like, Econ is maybe the easiest class I have ever taken. Nah, I can't put it in S, but like, you know what, I'm gonna swap this in Coreliers. Econ is going like top of A tier, and Coreliers is going like bottom S tier. But like, Econ is it's so good, because the teacher we had was awesome. You could literally just blatantly be on your phone the entire class period, not paying attention. And if you were like doing all the homework and doing well on the tests, he literally just would not care. Like, people would ask to use the bathroom, and then just leave for like 20 minutes and come back at the end of the class period. Like, that's what the guy who sat to my left did every single period. But yeah, this class is awesome. I just used it as a free period. It took literally no effort to get an A in this class. Like, I don't understand how there were people. Like, there were genuinely people who failed this class. Like, I don't understand how that's possible. You could literally have not turned in the final and still passed. Like, the final project, he literally just exempted everyone from it because there were so many people who didn't turn it in, and there was like no way for him to be on them about it because like everyone was gone. Like, the school year was over. So he just didn't grade the final project. That class was awesome though. Love that class. Pre-calculus honors. Ooh, this might be like a contender for top of A tier. I'm gonna put it at top of A tier, honestly. Teacher I had for this class was awesome. He was a really good teacher. And I just like math overall. Like, math is fun. I like math. And I was good at this class too. Like, I'm not gonna lie. First, like, 3/4 of second semester, I was straight up getting like a 97% in the class. I had like a streak of 7 tests that I got perfect scores on. That was pretty awesome. But yeah, the teacher for this class, he was really, really good. All right, moving on to senior year. Like, it doesn't look like it considering there are 3 AP classes, which is more than any other year. Actually, it's more than all 3 of the other years combined. But like, I honestly took a pretty easy senior year. Like, everything else is base level classes. I don't think I took a single honors course except for graphic design that counted for honors credit second semester, but like, it's graphic design. But yeah, I popped off senior year, honestly. Like, I got the best grades in like all of high school. Of course, I had to be the year that colleges like don't even care about that I peaked. But yeah, I did like so many extracurriculars too. Like, my senior year was basically just dominated by extracurriculars. Okay, starting off senior year with AP Seminar. The reason I took this senior year is because I was originally in AP Lit, and I talked about this in my ACU video. I got that bad teacher that I didn't want, so I lasted 6 days in that class and then transferred out and went to AP Seminar as like a last resort because there were no other English courses open. But yeah, this class sucks. This is going in the D tier. It's like not quite F because these are like bottom of the barrel worst classes, but this is not good at all. I will give it credit for the fact that it does not take much thought to get an A in it, and the AP test is relatively easy, even though I got a 3 on it because I literally didn't care. But yeah, it takes so much work. It's so much time for AP credit that frankly will get accepted at like 2% of colleges in the US. Not worth it at all. Oh yeah, and also this class being the reason why I got falsely accused of ChatGPTing an essay was, that doesn't really help its case either. AP Spanish Language and Culture, back-to-back D tiers. I'd say this is like marginally better than Seminar, but still, I just did not like this at all. Like, the teacher was so biased in terms of grading. Like, she would give all the kids that she didn't like, she would give them like low B's and high C's, and then like, the teacher like loved me, so she would give me like 98s on every single like subjective speaking or like presentational assessment. She was like so clearly biased. She liked me, but I did not like her. And she was like so annoying too. Every time a kid would be talking while she was talking, she would go off on like a 5-minute tangent about how disrespectful it was. Like, dude, just tell him to shut up and move on with the class. No one wants to listen to this. So yeah, this class sucks. And the AP test also sucks because it's like 7 sections. That was a pain to sit through. Like, I got a 4 on it, but it was painful. It was so painful. Dude, why is every single Spanish listening assessment, I swear, they will literally go out of their way to choose the absolute worst quality audio possible. It'll always be the guy with like the Wizard Jensen mic, and you gotta try and figure out what he's saying. Advanced Actors Workshop, this is like bottom of S tier, but still S tier. This was another one of the fun classes I took. This was an awesome class. It was basically just like me and all my choir friends just goofing around for an entire period because our teacher is like in charge of like all the drama club related stuff, so she was just always busy and she just like did not care what we did in that class. Fun fact, that was the same teacher who gave Graham a an in-school detention for climbing out a window onto the roof of the school. That's a story for another time. that's a fun one. But yeah, a lot of my good friends were in this class, and I made a bunch more good friends through this class, so it was a fun time. I liked it. And you know, even when we were actually doing the coursework, it was still fun. Like, I still enjoyed doing it. It was just a fun subject. And now we move on to the reason why I had to leave Actors Workshop. It's because I had to take civics in order to graduate. So I kind of have a vendetta against civics, but it's still a fine class, you know? Top of B tier, you know? It's all right. Obviously, the incident with the living law teacher, it's something. But Gilsby was also in this class with me. I got to sit next to him. That made group projects pretty fun. This class was like really, really pathetically easy because it's a graduation requirement and all the kids at my school are stupid, so they gotta make it easy. Yeah, I mean, it's a good little class. AP Calc AB, this is an S tier. Calc is good. Calc is easily the best math class. Not even a question. Dude, the teacher I had for this class, it was the teacher that Jake had sophomore year for Algebra 2 Trig Honors, and he was like, dude, you gotta get this teacher. This teacher's nuts. He's so good. And he was right. We called him the chef. He was awesome. He's like this 6'5" Polish dude. He was the best. Carried me to a 5 on the AP test. Shout out to the chef. Let's go. But yeah, easily the best math class. And I had this class with Graham too, and he sucked at it, which was funny. It was fun to make fun of his test scores. Graphic design, final course. Ooh, I really want to put this in S because, like, it's so much fun. Like, this course is so much fun, but, like, I don't want to overload the S tier, you know? Nah, you know what? All these courses are S. Everything goes in S. You know, I'm putting Corelier's bottom S, and this will be, like, second bottom S. Because I only had, like, a couple friends in this class. But, you know, like, the subject was just so much fun. Like, using Adobe Illustrator and stuff to, like, I made a couple thumbnails that never saw the light of day. Maybe they'll see the light of day eventually if I ever get around to beating Stalemate Redux. But yeah, the course subject was just so much fun. Like, just going into class and just, like, using a computer to just draw whatever you want. Like, you just get a basic idea and you just go wild with it. Just draw whatever you want. And the teacher was awesome. He was so good. Like, first semester, like, it was fun because it was just, the projects were all just like Adobe Illustrator drawings, you know. But then second semester, graphic design 2 was, it like, you got to make a physical, like, item for every single class. That's how I got the TPF t-shirt. I made, like, a TPF t-shirt with, like, the logo and all of our names on the back. There was that. You used, like, a vinyl cutter to cut the vinyl out and then used a heat press to stick it onto the t-shirts and, like, make your own t-shirts. That was an awesome project right there. You cut out sticker vinyl to make your own stickers. That was pretty cool. You, like, used this laser engraver. I tried to laser engrave my wallet. It didn't really work. It doesn't, like, show up. The design is, like, barely visible. But I made, like, a little business card for myself with the laser engraver. That was pretty cool. Honestly, just, like, a ton of really fun projects. This course was awesome. So yeah, that is the definitive high school class tier list right there. And if you disagree with any of my rankings, make sure to leave as many comments as possible. So yeah, make sure if you're, you know, in high school still wondering what courses to take, use this as your definitive source of whether or not you should take each class. My words are 100% reliable, trust me. But anyway, that's all. I just realized my webcam is, like, pitch black now because it got darker outside. So now this video is going to be even more unwatchable than it already was. Okay, that's better. There we go. Alright, so that is all. I don't know how to do outros. I'm just going to end the video. Alright, bye.